When Sarah started her first teaching job, she noticed something unusual in her classroom. Two students sat in the back row, Alex and Mia. Alex was quiet, distracted, and rarely spoke. Mia was bright, but struggled with confidence. Most teachers had already written them off as average or troublemakers, but Sarah decided to try something different. She consciously treated Alex and Mia as if they could excel, praising their effort, asking for their opinions, and expressing genuine belief in their abilities. She expected them to succeed not magically, but through encouragement and opportunity. By the end of the semester, both students had transformed. Alex participated eagerly and produced work beyond what anyone expected. Mia, once shy and hesitant, started answering questions confidently and earned some of the highest grades in the class. This isn't just a feel-good story, it's a powerful psychological principle called the Pygmalion Effect, named after the myth of a sculptor who fell in love with a statue he had carved, so much so that the statue came to life. In psychology, it describes how expectations, our own or others, can shape reality. Studies over decades have confirmed this. The most famous experiment was conducted in the 1960s by Robert Rosenthal and Jacobson. Teachers were told that certain students in their class were intellectual bloomers based on fictitious test results. In reality, the students were randomly selected. By the end of the year, the bloomers had shown significantly greater improvement than their peers. The only difference, the teacher's expectations. Your brain, and the brains of those around you, are remarkably sensitive to signals of belief and expectation. When someone expects you to succeed, subtle cues, extra attention, encouragement, patience, and positive reinforcement signal to your brain, I can do this. These signals improve focus, motivation, and performance. But here's the most interesting part. The Pygmalion Effect works both ways. Negative expectations can unconsciously hold people back. Teachers, managers, or peers who expect less from someone may give less attention, less feedback, and fewer opportunities, often without realizing it. This becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now let's zoom in on your own life. Imagine the impact if you applied this consciously to yourself and to others. Start with yourself. The way you talk about your potential, even silently in your mind, sends signals to your brain. I'm not good at this versus I can learn this with practice shapes your performance. Neuroscience calls this top-down modulation. Your expectations prime your neural networks, making success more likely. Here's a practical story. David was an amateur musician who had struggled for years with stage fright. He constantly told himself he wasn't talented enough to perform. But one day, a mentor told him, "I know you have the ability to play beautifully on stage. I expect you to shine." David didn't instantly become fearless, but he practiced with renewed confidence, imagining himself meeting the mentor's expectations. A few months later, he performed publicly, and it went flawlessly. The mentor's belief had unconsciously reshaped David's behavior. The Pygmalion Effect doesn't just apply to talent. It applies to relationships, leadership, parenting, and even sales. Leaders who expect more from their team members often see better results. Parents who express faith in their children's abilities encourage growth and resilience. Coaches who believe in their players push them beyond what they thought was possible. So how do you use it? Here are actionable strategies. Set high but realistic expectations for yourself. Don't just wish for success, expect it. Use affirmations and visualization to prime your brain for achievement. Express belief in others. When mentoring, teaching, or managing, communicate trust in someone's potential. Simple phrases like, "I know you can handle this," or "I believe in your skills," make a huge difference. Focus on effort, not just outcomes. Praise persistence, strategy, and learning. This encourages growth, resilience, and motivation. Watch your unconscious cues. Your tone, gestures, and attention communicate expectations. Subtle signals, leaning in, nodding, smiling, can reinforce belief in someone's potential. Here's a personal challenge for you. This week, pick one person, maybe a colleague, a friend, a family member, or even yourself, and consciously project belief in their abilities. Notice how their behavior changes over time, and while you're at it, check your internal dialogue. Are your thoughts holding you back? Or are they empowering you to rise? Write down one negative expectation you've had about yourself and reframe it as a positive, achievable belief. Watch how your mindset shifts. It's important to remember that the Pygmalion Effect isn't magic. It's subtle, cumulative, and unconscious. Your expectations shape behavior over time through consistent signals, guidance, and reinforcement. When you intentionally align your beliefs and actions with positive expectations, you create a ripple effect that can transform lives. Before we wrap up, here's one final insight. Your expectations are like blueprints. They don't just predict reality, they shape it. And when you combine high expectations with effort, guidance, and support, remarkable things happen. If this insight resonates with you, don't let it stop here. Subscribe to this channel for more psychology-backed strategies that reshape your thinking and your life. Comment below with one area where you're going to set higher expectations for yourself or someone else. It could be a small step or a big leap. Sharing it is the first step to bringing it to life. And in our next video, we'll explore a fascinating twist on influence. The Ben Franklin Effect. How asking for favors can make people like you more. This one will blow your mind because it flips how we usually think about building trust and connection. Until then, remember, your expectations are more than thoughts, they're catalysts for reality. Choose them wisely and watch yourself and the people around you rise to meet them.